What's going on, YouTube? The 2K Mechanic back at it, giving you guys some NBA 2K21 gameplay tips, strategies, my personal build, what I'm using today. So I struggled a little bit making this video because I didn't know if my build was YouTube worthy, because a lot of people are complaining about shooting this year. And this build in particular is a specialty build, right? It takes a lot of skill and a lot of understanding of your teammates and your spots and what you can do and what you can't do to be proficient with this build. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so as you can see, I made a two-way slasher. This is primarily your playlock from last year. This is just a playlock. And then I'm gonna break down how I made it, and we'll get into questions of, why did I choose this build? Is it useful? Can you shoot, etc., etc. And in my particular recommendations if you want to make this particular build. All right, so let's get into the builder real quick. So a quick note, as you can see right here, I'm using the metric scale. So with the metric scale, you're able to increase, you'll probably lose a little bit on arm length, but you're able to increase your height a little bit, which will subsequently increase your arm length by a little bit. Excuse me. So I wanted to make close to 6'6" as I can. So right now we have 1.97 meters, which is roughly about 6'5" 3/4. But yeah, we'll go over those details as I break down the build. All right, first name, last name, whatever is important to you. Position, I made my guy shooting guard because I wanted to get better contests in the paint, higher block, higher interior defense. So I went with shooting guard. Right, left, depending on your personal preference. And I always go with the number 99. All right. So like I said, this is a playlock build just like last year. Boom, you got the red and orange pie chart. All right, so I went with the speed and agility profile, just because you could also go with if you want to go lightweight. I went a little heavier, that's why I went with the speed, lightweight. Well, not speed, the speed and agility pie chart. Not as much vertical, but if you're going minimum weight, then I suggest you can probably go with the vertical and speed pie chart. I think you don't really lose anything. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to add a little bit more girth on my guy, a little more weight on my guy. So I went ahead with just the all speed pie chart, and you guys will see why in a minute. All right, so this is basically my setup for, my current setup on my 99 overall guy. We got 7 finishing, 9 shooting, 17 playmaking, and 20 defensive. So if I could change anything, I would probably, this is my current setup. But this is if I wanted to make a change, I would probably, so now they decreased the ball handling to 80. Let's see, let's bring that back up. So I probably would take some off of, let's look at rebounding. 7. All right. All right. So, yeah. So if I change anything, I would probably keep it like this: 7, 10, 16, and 18. I really wish I had 10 shooting badges, although I can shoot pretty decent with the badges I have now. But if I had an extra shooting badge, I think that'll make me a little bit more lethal. And then you can decrease your playmaking down 1, and then also decrease your defensive badges down to. Personally, I like 20 defensive badges, me. But if you, I would recommend going at it like this. I would recommend this particular setup. All right. So that way you still have, let's see, what are we doing? Okay, that way you still have a good amount of interior, block, and defensive rebounding. And don't forget the +4 attribute once you get to 99. So that'll increase that a little bit. All right. So we're going to go, instead of Burley, we're going to go built. Like I said, 197. Like I made my guy 104 kilograms. You don't have to do that. You can make them lightweight, whatever weight you want to do. I just wanted my guy, and 104 kilograms roughly translates to about 229 pounds or 230 pounds. I kept him that way because I figured, with the +8, which is +4 from your workouts and then +4 from your 99 overall, that's +8. That'll give me 97 acceleration and 98 speed, and give me more strength, and a little, the vertical will be in the 80s, which is more than enough. But as you can see here, the more the more weight I put on, the higher the interior defense. So I wanted that +4, because the math works like this. Well, I'll tell you the math at the end. Let's go. 104 wingspan. I would say if you want, I went max wingspan. If you want, I don't want to put it. If you want to get elite contact dunks, you got to go max rebound. That's what I want. I want elite contact dunks. Do you need elite contact dunks? No, you don't. Because there's no +5 this year. There's only +4. And 99, no 99.9 +5, only +4. I actually think, if I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I actually think, although I love max wingspan, I think you can get by going with 2 15 centimeters. And the reason I say this is because your mid-range and your 3-point shot, those attributes matter so much. So the additional +1 that you have on the mid-range, and the additional +1 that you get on a 3-point shot is critical. So I would say 215 centimeters, or wherever you can go to have your stats where you can get contact dunks, pro contact dunks, and your 3-point mid-range. So right now, if your mid-range shot is 72, so if somebody's on your team and they have not corner specialist, what am I talking about? Floor general, they give you +4. That'll put you at 76. If you're at a 99, that'll put you at an 80 overall. +5 when you get your takeover, and that's a floating, and your attributes are floating, meaning as you work towards your takeover, you're getting +1, +2, +3 on your attributes, all your attributes, right? Not all, but most of your attributes, which is +5 once you get your takeover from mid-range, +5 from the 3-point. All right, so if we factor all that together, that is +4 from 90 overall, +4 from floor general, which is +8, then +5 when you get takeover, that's +13, right? So +13 will put your 3-pointer at a 77 3-point, right? So you want to keep a 75 and above, 74, 75, 76. That will at least let you attempt to be able to green consistently from the 3-point line. All right, so this will be my recommendation for the build. Don't even worry about elite dunks, elite contact dunks. It's not necessary as long as you got pro. That'll keep you in the ballpark. What you want to do is make sure your mid-range and 3-point, especially your mid-range. Once you're at an 80, you're golden. And at let's see, that'll put you at 85 when you get your takeover. So you'll be hitting mid-ranges no problem. All right, boom. Takeover. I went lock takeover because I wanted that +10 speed and excel. You only get a +5 vertical this year. It's not +10. I thought it was +10, but it was revealed that you only get a +5. So, you can take that as you may. My suggestion would be, unless you want to be like a mid-range savant, shooting faders and stuff like that, I would say take on the slasher, which is the reason why I said you didn't have to go get elite contact dunks. If you get the slasher takeover, that's almost like having elite contact dunks because they won't be able to stop you going to the paint. Lockdown if you're more defensive oriented. So for this build, we'll just go slasher. Although for my personal build, I went lockdown. Boom. Two-way slasher. Like Drew Holiday, Richard Hamilton, Victor Oladipo. Alright, so let's go ahead and put badges to this build, and then we'll show. Matter of fact, we'll go back to the main menu. I'm going to show you what my build setup is currently. Alright, pretty much here's my build. Like I said, I'm a 99 overall with, like I said, 7, 9, 17, and 20. So, you know, the first question you guys have is this build really useful? Yes, if you want to play defense, be able to slash and shoot a little bit, but primarily play defense. Be the secondary ball handler, score in the paint, score in the mid range, and occasionally score at the three. This is the build for you, but it will take you a lot of work, like I said before, to really master this build and really unlock this build. You have to do a lot of tweaking and refining. Then you also got to play with the right teammates. Like I said, I play with Code and Dirty. Code is a play shot, and he has a lot of playmaking badges. Gives me Hall of Fame Dimer, Hall of Fame Floor General, and Dirty has two builds. He has a Pure Red, and then he has a playmaking center build. So I also get Dimer off of rebounds and stuff for him, just to help me a little bit more hit some of my 3-point shots and jump shots. All right, so let's go over my badge setup currently. Currently, I'm rocking Contact Finisher, Auxiliary Finisher on gold, and Relentless Finisher. Like I said, you can go 7 to 8 finishing badges depending on how well you really like to finish. Like I said, if I had additional badge, I'd probably put it on Relentless Finisher. Contact Finisher and Auxiliary pretty much work the same way as last year. Don't need for fancy footwork because it doesn't really work as well as it did last year. So all you really need is Contact Finisher, Auxiliary Finisher, and Relentless Finisher for this current setup. Alright, shooting badges. This is why I said I think you would like to have 10. So right now I got Catch and Shoot gold, Corner Specialist silver, Hot Zone Hunter gold, Range Extender bronze. Most of the time I'm taking threes in the corner. Very few are at the top of the key. Just the way our offense flows. So I only really need Range Extender bronze, but I would like an additional badge to put here in Corner Specialist. You know, when I first made this build at the beginning of the game, I wasn't sure how well, I thought I could keep most of the stuff on bronze, but to be able to shoot in this game, you definitely need Hot Zone, so you need Hot Zone Hunter gold. Catch and Shoot helps, especially off the catch, and then Corner Specialist is a must, especially for everybody shooting in the corner. Like I said, if I had an additional badge, maybe I could put it on Green Machine. I don't really green too much, but I do green pretty often. Range Extender if I wanted to shoot a little bit deeper, but primarily I would like to put it on Corner Specialist. That's why I say you need 10 badges. You need 10 badges, you'll shoot from the corner pretty well. Alright, playmaking badges. So my playmaking badge setup varies. Like I said, I got Dimer for Code with the play shot, just to give him a little more boost to hit those shots. Handles for Days gold, Quick First Step Hall of Fame, Unpluckable gold. Although you could probably take this down and maybe put it on Needle Threader. I think Needle Threader and Bailout are underrated. Needle Threader because I make a lot of cross court passes, so that the center can't pick it off. You know, I run Needle Threader, and then Bailout is critical for me, especially when I drive in to go for a dunk, and then they all collapse, and I can pitch the ball out Ticino style. But this badge really helps when I play with randoms and they don't know how to score, so I kind of set them up. So, you know, I bring 2 people in the paint, and that'll leave at least 2 people open, or 1 person open for sure. So Bailout is what I'm currently running. Space Creator, tight handles, ankle breaker. Not something I really need, especially ankle breakers, because I won't break your ankles then shoot the jump shot, because I'm not a shooting build like that. So I don't really need those. So this setup pretty much is my current playmaking setup unless something changes. Alright, defensive. Alright, so I'm gonna spend a little time on the defensive badges because I think a lot of people don't really know what badges work or know how to set them up to get the effect that they want. So I'm gonna break down my current setup for a little bit, and then, like I said, in another video, probably my next video, I really go into depth on my badges and then show video evidence on why I have my setup the way I have them set up. But anyway, I'll just kind of go over this a little briefly because I don't want this video is kind of already getting towards the 15-minute mark, and we want to kind of wrap this thing on up, or the 20-minute mark. I'm sorry. All right. Anyway, so I got Chase Down Artist, Rim Protector, Silver. So we just ran Gold Rush this past weekend, and the big thing was we were trying to figure out, or I was trying to figure out what setup and which type of defense we should run. And I'll show you guys in the next video what we ended up doing. Towards the end of Gold Rush, we kind of started doing this last year, but this year we really kind of decided we needed to kind of really enforce that particular defense because of how lobs and how play shots are kind of OP this year. But like I said, we got Chase Down Artist, Silver, clamps on Silver. Normally I run this on Gold. I really don't see too much of a difference between Gold and Hall of Fame because you can't really put your hands on the offensive players this year. You can't really bump them like you want to. So I usually run it Gold, but I run it Silver because, like I said, when we were playing in the ante up, you know, everybody runs pick and roll, play shot, curry slide, curry slide, curry slide. So I don't really need to slow you down from going to the paint. You know, I'm not really riding you to the paint, so I really don't need this on Gold. So I bumped it down, and I put my Intimidator all the way up Hall of Fame. I know a lot of people saying use Bronze, use Silver, use Gold, but contesting these shot creators with all these Hall of Fame badges, you will get stroked on. No homo. If you do not have Intimidator as high as you can get it. I've tried it on Gold. I've tried it on Silver. I've contested plenty play shots in their face and they green it. The only time they don't really green it as much is when I have Intimidator and I'm lunging at them. So I have Intimidator Hall of Fame. That's what I run with. Lightning Reflexes just kind of helps with the sliding for me a little bit. If your stick skills are good, you can definitely see a benefit. Some people don't see a benefit with Lightning Reflexes. I've always used Lightning Reflexes last year. I'm a Lightning Reflex truther, but this year the sweet spot is kind of between Silver and Gold. So, you know, I just rock it on Silver. All right, Pickpocket. I have Pickpocket on Hall of Fame primarily because Pickpocket is the only way. Now listen to me. It's the only way you can get your hands on these guards and not pick up a foul, right? So that's the only reason I have Pickpocket Hall of Fame. You gotta spam guys to slow them down because there's no bumping like it was last year. So they'll just hit you, curry slide, and then bounce off and slingshot, and there's nothing you can do. So you gotta have some type of counter. My counter is to run Pickpocket Hall of Fame. To, you know, sometimes you get the pick, but really what you're trying to do is put your hands on them to try to get to simulate the bumping, since you can't do it normally with clamps, especially with them going through screens. You want to slow them down before they even start going back and forth. Hall of Fame Pickpocket is what I use. So I took Pick Dodger off because me and Code have been playing sides, and we put Dirty Mock in the corner. So when the center runs to the rim, Dirty Mock can slide in, and we'll slide over to the corner. So I don't really need Pickpocket because I'm not fighting over screens. If Dirty Mock is behind me, then I'm kind of playing back to front defense. So I would have Pick Dodger Hall of Fame, but that's not really effective in this game just because they got moving and sliding screens, which is a whole nother video. I'm not gonna get into that in this video, but just know I put Pick Dodger on. I took Pick Dodger off ball piss. All right, you guys need to run off ball piss. Off ball pest is what clamp should be. I'm gonna say that again. Off ball pest is what clamps should be. On ball, this badge works effectively. Trust me when I'm telling. I'm gonna show you guys video when I go over my badge breakdown video, and I'm gonna do it for each category. When I show you my defensive, because you guys think my setup is crazy, but when I show you guys my defensive video, right, is with straight off ball pass Hall of Fame or Gold, straight harassing players. You need to run off ball pass. Off ball pass works off ball as well as on ball. So I suggest you guys put this on Hall of Fame or Gold if you have the badges. My defensive players, you need to put this on Hall of Fame. And rim protector is kind of self-explanatory. Like I said, we were playing Gold Rush, so a lot of times I might be on the center cutting. So this rim protector just gives me a chance to kind of maybe block or intercept some of those lobs that the point guard would throw. Alright, like I said, next video I'll probably go over all these badges in detail. Or next couple of videos I'll go over each badge in detail and show you video of me playing and how effective I am with my squad. Alright, so for those that, the final question is, can you shoot? Alright, the simple answer to that question is yes and no. Let's look at my 2K card. So let's look at my stats. Like I said, I'm 99. I got 67 3-point shot, 75 mid-range. Like I said, keep in mind with floor general, that boosts my 3-point shot to 71. With the mid-range +4, that'll be 79, which I can shoot the mid-range pretty consistently with a 79. And then, like I said, as my takeover increases, that's +1 to +5 on the stats. So which would make me end up at a 76 3-point shot. So if you got a 74, 75, 76 3-point, you can really green consistently. But I'm gonna say this: you have to be able to use the stick. If you do not know how to use the shot stick, do not make this build unless you just plan on shooting a lot of mid ranges. If you plan on using square is only good for mid ranges. I use square in the mid range, and when I'm on the 3-point line, I use a stick. Like I said, I'll show you guys in video. Like we said, we're looking at the ball hand. I got 86. I thought I was gonna need 86 to. You used to only need 85. You used to. Before it was only 85. You needed to get pro dribbles, but on this, so I was trying to make sure I got pro dribbles at 99. Like I said, I made my build in the beginning, so we got 86. You don't really need that to get pro dribbles. You only need 80, so you can kind of adjust it as you need to. Like I said, I got 95 steals, 61 blocks, 61 interior defense. Perimeter defense is a 90. Defensive rebound is an 82. So you also have to factor in Dirty Mock runs defensive leader, so that's +4 on my stats, which would mean once I get takeover and with Dirty Mock's +4 boost, so that'll give me 65 interior defense, 65 block, and that'll put me around 69 to 70 interior defense and block, which is the threshold for me to get those blocks and high interior defense. That'll also put me at 94, 95 lateral quickness and a 99 steal, and that's not counting once I get my +10 boost and bonuses from my takeover, which is a lockdown take. All right, so that's kind of why I went with lockdown. Like I said, in my mind, I was primarily focused on playing defense and shutting down the opponent, and that's pretty much how we like to play, a defensive style. All right, so let's look at the stats. NBA stats don't really count. It's way easier to shoot in career mode than it is in park. So 2K Beach, I'm only at like a 36.5 3-point. Like I said, at first I was using the button, so my 3-point was really low. Then I started using the stick before patch 1.3 or 1.03 or patch 3, whatever they want to call it. And I wasn't feeling the stick. And I went back to the button, and then recently, probably like a week ago, I went back to the stick, and I'm doing really well with the stick. So right now I've got my 3-point percentage back up to 36.5. I probably want to get it at a 41-42% clip. Win percentage, it really isn't important. Field goal percentage is pretty decent. Rec, like I said, I've not really shot 3 points in the rec. Like I said, probably the last 2 or 3 games I've been shooting, I originally had like a 15%, so we've jumped up a lot. I wasn't taking threes a lot. Pretty okay record in rec. But I've really done pretty well in Pro-Am, right? So I have 127 games played, got pretty good win percentage, but the 3-point percentage is where I was telling you. It's timing is a little bit harder in park compared to Pro-Am. I can shoot really well in Pro-Am. Like I said, most of the games we played recently have been in Pro-Am. And I've been using the stick exclusively, like I said, over the past week. I've gotten really good at that. And I might show you guys a video on how to shoot with the stick, especially if you have an under 75 3-point rating. Alright guys, I'm gonna talk your heads off. This is it. That's it for this video. Like I said, stay tuned for the next upcoming video. Study my build, or let me know what improvements you made. If you made this particular build, I would like to hear it in the comment section below. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. The 2K Mechanic is out. Peace.